presentation as we relight our broadcast tower. You are looking live right now at the tower at 31st and Grand, which has been dark for decades, but in a matter of minutes, its shine will be seen for miles.
That's right. The final countdown is on. We are now officially under 15 minutes, folks, away from pushing the button. We've really got a button, okay, to turn on all 96 lights. And you'll see that big moment right here on KCTV5. And we are so excited to bring it to you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this historic moment for KCTV5 and our city. I'm Lauren Magarino.
And I'm Brad Stevens. What an epic night this is, not just for KCTV5, but for all of Kansas City. I said earlier, this is kind of a nostalgic look for so many people in Kansas City who remember what this tower looked like years ago when it was lit up. It's dark now, but it's not going to be that way much longer.
Exactly. I mean, we're counting down the moments all day. You can see we've got a party behind us right here for this moment, right? Hey, everybody. And we have even seen folks from the neighborhood come out as well, park their cars and step out. Honestly, as early as an hour even before this, just to make sure that they're here for the moment for these lights to turn back on. And it says something. You mentioned about generations and the history when it comes to this tower. It's quite storied, Brad.
It seems like everyone has a story about the KCTV5 tower. They grew up watching the lights, or the weather tower as it used to be called. This tower has so much history, and it means so many different things to so many different people. Let's take a look back at the history of the KCTV5 tower. Up here, everything looks small down on the ground. The job of installing new lights on the tower is harrowing and dangerous. Watching them work at heights of up to 1,000 feet is truly breathtaking. Much more on that in a moment, because to truly appreciate where we are today, we have to take a peek at the past.
And we leave you with this thought for the day.
The year was 1955. Dwight Eisenhower was president of the United States. Elvis Presley made his television debut, and KCMO-TV, which would later become KCTV5, built a new broadcast tower. 600 tons of steel that, when topped with a massive antenna, soared 1,042 feet into the sky. At the time, it was touted as the second tallest freestanding structure in the world behind only the Empire State Building. Eclipsing the height of the Eiffel Tower, it didn't take Paris long to add an antenna, making it slightly taller than the KCMO Tower. KCTV5 General Manager Curtis Miles says the broadcast beacon holds a special place in Kansas City history.
We're so excited because the KCTV5 Tower has been an iconic part of Kansas City for generations. You know, people have counted on that tower, people have enjoyed that tower, and now to have the chance to work with the city to relight it and relaunch it for our entire community is very exciting.
It gained iconic status over the decades as Kansas Cityans came to rely on the KCTV5 Weather Tower, as it was called back then. Here's former Channel 5 meteorologist Mike Thompson explaining part of the lighting scheme.
Check the TV5 Weather Tower. All red lights on top means it'll be dry tomorrow.
Mayor Quentin Lucas tells me he remembers when the tower used to light up and says viewers then and now will benefit.
KCTV5.
It's really cool. I know years ago they got a chance to know tomorrow's weather, to get other types of indications from it. Now we get it back, and it's kind of cool that we're keeping up with, some folks that I knew way back when.
The tower went dark back in 2004 as it became too expensive and labor-intensive to replace the hundreds of standard light bulbs that would either burn out or get sheared off by ice falling from the tower. In the years to follow, viewers begged KCTV5 to turn the tower lights back on. Local civic groups tried to rally public support for a relighting. And how about this jazz? One idea would have morphed the tower into a brightly lit, gigantic saxophone. Finally, with the World Cup coming to Kansas City next year, KCTV5 and the city of Kansas City, Missouri entered into a partnership to relight the tower.
We're going to show it off to the world as part of the World Cup? Okay, we're in. We think this is going to be great.
It really does say something about Kansas City. It is electric. It actually gives, even though it's a fairly old structure, what's this futuristic type of thing? And lots of people will be saying, what is that beacon in the middle of the city? What's going on in Kansas City? What's this landmark here?
From now on, when the city lights up our landmarks and monuments in unified colors for special occasions, the KCTV5 Tower will be included and shine brightly among them.
The wind can sway, you know, for the average person, it'll be quite scary.
That's Trey Beltran of Smithville, Missouri. While I talked with him on the ground, his office is up here. Since June, Beltran and his band of daring specialists have been working high above Kansas City to install the new LED lights on the tower.
You can't just hire anybody, even people that work on towers all the time don't know how to work on a tower like this.
KCTV5 Chief Engineer Mike Solzman marvels at the skill and courage it takes to work 1,000 feet in the air.
The conditions at those heights, not only, you know, the wind, but the heat and everything else that they have to deal with up there, it's just amazing that those guys can be up there for hours on end every day, day after day.
And speaking of the wind up here, Beltran tells me that you just get used to it. But he says it can get a little hairy when you're coming back down in the basket.
When the wind picks up, we call it a man basket. The man basket tends to sway.
Check, good, 1 2 1 2.
It's taken them months to prepare and install 96 of these special LED lights on the tower. And in another nod to that tower in Paris, the KCTV5 tower lights are the same as what was used to illuminate the French landmark for the 2024 Paris Olympics.
You called it a beacon, and I think that's the right word, because it's going to be different colors, but we'll be able to shape it and change those colors and rotate the colors on the tower. And again, the more we play with it, the better we're going to get at it. So we're excited.
All right, Kansas City, the tower is still dark, but we are now less than 10 minutes away from Mayor Quinton Lucas pushing the button and lighting this tower up.
Getting closer and closer. I just have to say the saxophone part of that story, I think that's one of my favorites. And we've got Mayor Quinton Lucas joining us right now. Mayor, first of all, what is running through your brain as we stand here? It's dark now, but under 10 minutes away from it shining bright.
Just sheer excitement, right? You have all these people out here. You have this tower, which actually looks beautiful, almost peaceful in the dark. And then knowing that we have this new great light show back in Kansas City. So there's that excitement for the future. And then just some thinking about the past. Those of us who remember seeing the lights on, seeing it as this landmark, this wayfinder in the core of Kansas City is really exciting. It's something that tells you you're back home in Kansas City. So having those lights on again, I think is going to be a great addition Kansas City skyline.
And you remember this as a kid growing up in Kansas City and looking at the skyline and saying, what is that thing?
Yeah, no, absolutely right. You didn't quite fathom what it really meant, how the airwaves got to you. You just knew it was something special. Channel 5 integrated it into its branding at times, certainly its newscasts. So it kind of makes me think about some people who are long gone, grandmas, others who are watching TV5 all the time, particularly Young and the Restless. But, you know, more than anything, right, it just brings you this joy. And at a time when we're talking about how do we bring communities together, this is something that's bringing everybody here, just looking, asking questions, talking about it. And it's been the most exciting thing I think any of us have put on social media in months.
Yeah, okay, real quick, talk about the partnership with the city and KCTV5. And, you know, the World Cup's coming, and this is going to be quite the welcome mat.
Well, you know, Kansas City is proud of its lighting displays. You know, Bartle Hall sky stations. You have bridges that are lit up, the Waldo Tower, others. We looked at this tower and said the KCTV5 Tower is really in the middle of the city, in many ways the middle of the area, and this is the sort of thing that should be part of it. A story not just about Midtown, but frankly, like the tallest thing here. And so we thought, what if this was something that could be a beacon and indeed our own Eiffel Tower? You know, I actually thought about the Paris Olympics a bit and said, all right, they got a cool thing in the middle of the city. Let's do what we can in KC, and you all, we get a chance to do it.
Well, this is certainly adding a new era to our skyline here in Kansas City. And given that it's coming in advance of the World Cup, ready to welcome in tens of thousands of visitors who are going to be coming into our communities, what is the message that you want them to receive, especially when they're looking at this kind of skyline?
You know, when you see lighting displays and you show up in town, you see something that is welcoming you, right? You see a city that is a beacon. It's a beacon of hope, excitement, opportunity, something truly special. So I hope when people see this tower aglow, they see that frankly, they are part of the Kansas City experience. No matter who you are, there's this shared experience, no matter what part of town or where you're from. And so I hope it shows that Kansas City is a welcoming place, actually a pretty cool technological place. The tower's been around a long time, but this lighting technology, I've learned just this much, and I'm already like, guys, don't tell me anymore because I'm confused. Cool. But it is really cool. People will enjoy it, and I'm just excited for future New Year's Eves, for everything else that we'll celebrate up on these lights. We have Union Station you look at, downtown skyline. We have this other great addition to it now.
Well, Mayor, we're about to learn a whole lot about this tower. You mentioned he's like, I'm learning a bit, and the technology here. We've got something we like to call a little tower trivia, if you will, that we're going to be doing here. So
let's play a little tower trivia right now. First question, true or false? The KCTV5 Tower is nearly twice as tall as the Washington Monument. You can play along at home with us. True or false? What do you think, Mayor?
I'm going true.
You are correct. It is true. Washington Monument is 555 feet tall.
All right, crowd.
The KCTV5 Tower is, of course, over 1,000 feet tall. Okay, you got the next one.
By the way, with 1,000 feet, if you can't imagine what that is, like I can. I did some math. If you got 10 feet per floor, it's 100 floors that we're talking about. Isn't that what? I know, right? It puts it into perspective for you. All right, here's the next one. What color is the tower painted? And we're looking for a descriptive color here, okay? Do you have a guess out there? Do you have a guess, Mayor?
Folks at home writing it down.
It has some aviation theme. It's like an aviation.
He's onto it.
Orange or red.
Bing, 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 bing. Okay. You get it. Aviation orange.
Good.
Mayor's 2 for 2.
Aviation orange.
He's on a roll.
He really is on a roll. I know.
All right.
Much better.
Number 3. How many light bulbs were used when the tower was last lit up in 2004? Was it more or less than 1,000? More or less than 1,000?
I would have to say more, but let's see.
He's right.
He is right.
I think it was right around 1,250 like standard light bulbs that they used to use.
And think about it. Now we're under 100, right? Now under 100 with these new LED light bulbs. It's amazing, the technology. Okay, one more question for y'all. How long did it used to take to climb the tower and change the light bulb at the very top? You got to go all the way up those 1,000 feet. How long did that take?
I mean, I cannot imagine. Probably was a project that took several weeks, maybe 2 weeks for a crew to do that.
Well, if you were to start at the bottom and to like climb up, it took 40 minutes to climb to the top of the tower. 40 minutes to climb 1,000 feet. So, man, bless those people who did that because, wow, more guts than I have.
We were talking about it earlier. They won't do it. In my head, I think I'd go up, but you hear the wind from the footage that they got, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
I am, though. I would have taken my full 2 weeks and been like, I'm too tired now.
All right, before the big moment, before we flip the switch, we want to take it back to the studio to get a quick weather break with Luke Doris. Luke?
We're grateful that the weather panned out the way it did. Today was our best rain chance all week long. A lot of us got rain. Most of us got rain. A lot of us got storms. We still have them kind of in the area. And all week long, we've been sweating. Is this thing going to be out of here in time? And it is. We do have an isolated little shower that's dying out south and east, but Kansas City, we are in the clear. I thought I'd share this with you too, kind of interesting. The weather difference between the top and the bottom of the tower. This is how tall it is. This is an example from yesterday morning. This is a little bit kind of flippy on your head a little bit. Yesterday morning, the base was about 66 degrees, but at the top, 78. It was warmer at the top. It's about 1,000-foot difference. Why is that? Because we have something called an inversion. In the mornings, it often warms with height as you go high up on clear, cool, light wind kind of mornings. In the afternoon, of course, it would cool as you went from the bottom to the top. But the tower's tall enough. Weather is different at the bottom and the top. Interesting stuff. All right, Brad, Lauren, back to you.
All right, Luke, thank you very much. And thank goodness that the weather held out because, oh my, that would have crashed the party.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if you can sense, we are in hushed tones. The crowd has silence because the countdown is really getting close here. So we are going to, in just a moment, I actually want you to move to the center, Mayor, so that this button, you're going to have the honors of hitting it at this point in time. A historic moment for KCTV and Kansas City as we work to relight the KCTV5 Tower.
It's been 24 years, too long, and we're now just about 15 seconds away from this thing being lit up. So, everyone get ready. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
There he is!
Wow. I mean, come on.
And there you have it.
Absolutely incredible.
Well,
What is this called? Shimmering?
I believe this is shimmering right here.
Right here? Okay, Mayor, don't go too far. I want to get your reaction. So you have hit the button.
Yes, ma'am.
We've got Paris lights, essentially.
That's right.
On our tower. Your reaction.
Well, look
Here
at this.
it goes.
First of all, you see the oohs and ahs. I see all the camera phones facing it. These beautiful colors that are changing right now. It's giving me a real kind of Empire State Building vibe, how they light up the top. So I know we can do a lot of great and exciting stuff. And the other thing that's probably cool is I'm sure neighbors all around this part of the city and even further afield are saying, this is really cool. So couldn't be more excited.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor. I'm going to let you enjoy our tower that is lit up behind. And, he brings up a really good point about everybody that's got a good vantage point. If you can see this, take some pictures and tag us on social media, on X, I should say, on Facebook, on whatever you got. We'd love to see, what your vantage point looks like from the community, because you can see this, about 20 miles out?
You can see this, from as far away, if you've got the right vantage point, as far away. These lights will shine about 20 miles away, maybe even further than that. This is an epic night, not just for Kansas City, but for our region, as we get ready to welcome in so many people into the World Cup. But it's not just about that. It's about enjoying the skyline here in Kansas City.
Absolutely.
And this changes it.
Absolutely.
Man, does this change it.
Well, it completely lights it up. You could see it before as a beacon. I remember actually, being newer to the community and embracing Kansas City. My father came in town. I picked him up, and he actually, Brad pointed it out. He was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Well, let me tell you what that is. That is the KCTV5 Tower." And now, when he visits again, he'll get to enjoy it lit up, and we'll get to enjoy that together. So we're really that's my experience
and
with this
especially
tower.
at night, it just changes the skyline. We are so excited to share this with everyone. We want to thank so many people who have made this possible. I mean, the city, the workers who have been up here, all the people at KCTV5, our partners at KCPT Television, so many people to thank. But this is now going to shine brightly every night across the Kansas City skyline, and we're just so happy and so thrilled to be a part of this. One thing that we do want to let you know, that as you look at this tower from the vantage point at KCTV5 every night, we're going to be showing you a brand new tower cam, that'll be placed upon the World War I Memorial, and we are partnering, couldn't be prouder to partner with Children's Mercy Hospital, who will be helping to bring you this shot of the tower to you on KCTV5 every night. So we want to thank Children's Mercy Hospital for partnering with us.
Thank you very much. And we hope that you enjoyed this special celebration with us. We're going to have more news for you at 10 o'clock, but for now, we're going to leave you with the sights, the beauty, the absolute glory that is the KCTV5 Tower relit.
Thanks for watching Local Live